Good afternoon, all of you. How are you all today? Fine. Am I audible to you? Can you all hear me? Yes or no? Yes, very good, very good, very good. Deepthi, Shashi, Hiranmai, Chandana, Pranavi, Varshit, give me a smile. Yes, very good smile. Krish, very good. Okay, have you all done your homework? I told you to read something, I think. So don't forget that to learn English, you must read at least 2 or 3 paragraphs every day. It doesn't mean that you have to learn or you have to read your English, social or any other subject, whatever you are interested in. If you are interested in short stories, take 2 or 3 short stories and read every day. So whatever the subject you are interested in, find some topic or lessons related to that and go on with studying. Okay. Okay, let me share the screen now. Just wait for a moment. Already we have completed the third unit year reading, and today we will go ahead with B reading. It's a small poem. It doesn't take much time. It will take a short time to finish this lesson. So class 6 English unit 3 B reading, a nation's strength. So what can be called as a nation's strength? That is what we are going to learn in this particular poem. And it is written by a great poet named Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And our today's agenda is introduction of the topic, vocabulary, explanation of the poem, questions and answers, and I will give you a small homework at the end of this session. So in case of vocabulary section, we have only 2 words. The first one is stand fast. Stand fast. It doesn't mean that as it says the standing very fast. It is not that meaning. Stand fast, it means refuse to give up. Refuse to give up. When there is a hard task in front of you, when there is a hard task in front of you, if you think that you cannot do it, you refuse, you cannot do it, you are accepting your defeat, isn't it? You are accepting your defeat. Stand fast, it means refuse to give up. Even if the task is a very hard one, you are going to try it, whether you can do it or not. So stand fast, it means refuse to give up. You should never give up anything in your life. Whatever comes in your way, you will have to take it up. If you give up, it is going to spoil your life. The next word is dare. Dare, it means face difficulty. You must be dare. You must be able to face difficulties in your life. That is what I mean. Okay, here we go with the lesson. So, a nation's strength. Ralph Waldo Emerson is the person or the poet who has written this poem. And in the front page itself, you could see the father of our nation. Who is the father of our nation? Mahatma Gandhi. He is the one who brought us freedom, who set our country free from the cruel hands of the British. So, he is really a strength. He was really a strength for our nation. Here we go with the lesson. Not God, but only men can make a people great and strong. So if you want to make your country a better one, a developed one, the gold, the richness, the wealth, the money, it cannot do anything. So you might have seen a lot of people around you. They have a lot of money with them. They are very rich. But have you ever thought whether they are happy in their life, whether they are leading a peaceful life? They may not be. Always the people who are leading a peaceful life, they are the middle class family members. Middle class family members. The rich, they will run back of money. They want to accumulate money in their house so that what they do, they are always running back of the money and they may not be able to time to enjoy their life. So according to our poem, not gold, not the richness, not the wealth, not the money, but only men, the citizen, the people of the particular country. If they are good, if they are good citizen, they can make a people great and strong. So in our country, we need people like Mahatma Gandhi, we need people like Bhagat Singh, we need people like Jawaharlal Nehru. So if we have many people with their mentality, it can make our nation, our country a stronger one. I'm not telling that our country is not so strong, but we all know that comparing with some other countries, our country is not very strong. We have to stand in the first position, isn't it? Our country must be in the first place in case of its strength. To make our country the strongest one, the strongest, not strongest, the strongest one, we need strong men. We need very good men, very good citizens, very good people in our country. So these people, these strong people, they can make our country a great and strong one. So from the first two stanzas, from the first two lines, we are able to understand that not gold, not money, not richness, not wealth can make a pupil great and strong. What can make a pupil great and strong? Only men, but only people who are very good, that can make our country great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. We need somebody like this. Somebody like Jawaharlal Nehru, somebody like Mahatma Gandhi. Men who for truth, who fights for truth, who always tells the truth. And honor's sake, people who are honorable, respectable, stand faster. Those people should not give up trying. If you give up trying, what is going to happen? You will be defeated. Always, when there is a hard task, when you are going to face a lot of difficulties in your life, you will have to stand fast. You will have to stand fast. Always, you have to try very hard to achieve something in your life. If we have in our country many people like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and the remaining freedom fighters, there is no doubt that our country is going to be developed. So the people are the strength of a country. The good, truthful, honorable people are the strength of a country. So they should never give up trying to make our country a proud one. And the other thing is the people who are able to suffer for long, the people who are able to suffer for long, they will become successful one day. There is no doubt. When Mahatma Gandhi got into the freedom movement, then yesterday India got freedom? No. He suffered too much for almost 20, 30 years to bring freedom for us. There were many people like that. They fought against the Britishers for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years to get us freedom. We are enjoying freedom with their sacrifice. They suffered too much. They tried and again tried to get us freedom. So we need people like that. In the present era, what happens? The people are confined to their houses. They are not thinking about the society. They think only about their family. If something happens to something happens to your neighbor, it is none of your business. You think in such a manner. When your family is good, you will have to take care of your neighbors. When your neighborhood is good, then our society will be good. When our society is good, our state will be good. When the state is good, our country will be good. So if you are thinking in a selfish manner, it will not bring any good to your family. It will not bring any good to your society as well. So we need people like our freedom fighters, as given in the picture. We need people like Mahatma Gandhi. Men who for truth. We all know that Mahatma Gandhi always spoke truth. And honor's sake, always, you must be a respectable person. How do you get respect from others? When you behave well, when you have sympathy towards others, when you help others, you will get a respect from others. And stand fast, refuse to give up. Whenever there is a difficult circumstances, difficult situation in your life, you will have to try. Once you think that my opponent is better than me, if you don't try, what's going to happen? You are going to get defeated and suffering. It happens in a human being's life. All the time you cannot hope to be very happy. There may be a period when you have to suffer a lot. It is how you are going to get over that. So these two lines tells that we need very truthful and honorable persons, and we need some persons who always try to achieve something in their life, who always a person who can suffer with the difficulties for a longer period of time. So those kinds of persons can bring, or those kinds of persons can make our country a beautiful one, a strong one, a strengthened one. Brave men who work while others sleep. Brave men. The person who is very brave, a person who is able to face the difficulties in his life. What is the opposite word of brave? A brave man, a brave person, coward. He's afraid too much, coward. So here, brave men who work while others sleep. So some persons, they are very lazy. Here, the sleep, it means laziness. So if you are lazy, what's going to happen? You are not going to achieve anything. So brave men, they always try to do something. They always work very hard. While the lazy people sleep. Lazy people, they are not going to achieve anything in their life. I want to tell you one thing, that in these 20 years, from your UKG to graduation level, in these 20 years, if you study very hard, the remaining period of your life, it may be 50 years, it may be 60 years, it may be 70 years, you can enjoy your life. If you don't work very hard in these 20 years, what's going to happen for the rest of your life? You are going to work very hard. You are going to face a lot of difficulties in your life. It is you who can decide your future. You want to enjoy these 20 years and you want to face a lot of difficulties for the rest of your life, or you want to work very hard in these 20 years and you have to enjoy the rest of your 50 or 60 years in your life. Which is better? Working hard now is better. If you work hard for these 20 years, 22 years, you can achieve a great job. You will be able to get a good job. You will be earning a lot of money as your salary. So you can lead a very happy life. If you don't study very hard now, you will have to work as a laborer in your future. You will have to try very hard to go on with your life. So brave men who work while others sleep, you should never be a lazy person. You have to be very brave. You will have to work all the time. Who dare, who shows dareness while others fly whenever there is a difficult situation, a dangerous situation. Some people, they are ready to face it. Some people will run away from there. Some people will be running away from there. So in which category you are included? Daring. You are daring. Being children, you should cultivate the habit to face others with dareness. When you want to say no to a person, say directly that you are not able to do it. I don't do that. If you are adjusting with a person in your life, there will be full of adjustments. So who dare while others fly? When there is a dangerous situation, you will have to face it. Some people are there, when there is a dangerous situation, they will run away from there. So you shouldn't be like that. So brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly, they can make a country a proud one. They can make our country as the strongest one in the world. They build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. So these kind of people that I described earlier, they build a nation's pillars deep, the basement or the foundation. So those kind of people should be there to pave a good and lift them to the sky, and they will lift the India's name in the sky. So nation's strength is not money. It is the people, those who are living in that country. So this is all about this lesson. We have only see 2, 4, 6, 8 lines. It's a very small poem and it is not so hard to understand. Once again, let me go through that poem. A Nation's Strength. It was written by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and you could see the picture of our father of our nation in the first slide. You see, not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Not gold, not the richness, not the wealth that you have that can make our country great and strong. So that cannot make our country a great and strong one. So only the men who are living in that country can make the country great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake, men who are truthful, who are honorable, and those who are able to try hard and harder and suffer long, the people who are able to suffer for long, they can make our country strong. These are the strengths of our country. Brave men who work while others sleep. So we need very many brave men in our country who work while others, it means the word others refer to lazy people here. While the lazy people sleep, who dare while others fly. So we need some strong persons, daring persons while others fly. There are cowards. When they are facing a dangerous situation, they will run away from that place. So we don't need people like that in our country. We need people who are very brave. We need people who are dare to face the situation, and they build a nation's pillars deep. So what do you understand by pillars? Pillars, when there is a building, the total strength of the building comes on the pillars. If the pillar is not strong, the building will collapse. The building will collapse if the pillar is not strong. So they build a nation's pillars. Here, nation's pillars. Who are the nation's pillars? Brave women. The person who are able to suffer for long. The person who stand fast. They can be called as the pillars of a nation. And these all people can lift our country to the sky. And answer the following questions. What kind of people can make a nation great and strong? The people who stand for truth and honor's sake. The persons who stands for truth and honor's sake. And the people who refuse to give up in spite of many difficulties can make a nation great and strong. If you want to make a nation a great one, so the people, they should stand for truth. They should be working for honor's sake, and the people who refuse to give up in spite of difficulties. So when there is a difficulty, when there is a dangerous situation, the people should never give up. They should try to get success. So such kind of people can make a nation great and strong according to the poets. Okay, so what do you think the word men refer to? The word men refers to the people of a nation. The word men refers to the people of a nation. So don't forget that term. Here, the men refers to the people of a nation. What does sleep mean here? Here, sleep means, as I said you earlier, laziness. Laziness, laziness. What does sleep mean here? Here, sleep means laziness. If you want, you can note it down, write it down. Here, men refers to the people of one nation, the people of one nation. And here, sleep refers to laziness, or sleep means laziness. What does fly mean here? Fly means get away or escape. Get away or escape. Fly means get away or escape. And the fifth question, it's a great question, you see. In what sense can you call, for example, Gandhiji a pillar of the nation? In what sense you can call Gandhiji as the pillar of our nation? Gandhiji is truly the pillar of our nation. Why? Because Gandhiji is the one who fought against the British and set every Indian free from the cruel hands of the British. So the Britishers, they treated the Indians like their slaves. So many people tried to get freedom for us. But under the leadership of Gandhiji, we achieved freedom. We achieved freedom under the leadership of the great freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi, who is known as the father of our nation. So, in all the senses, we can call Gandhiji as the pillar of the nation. Gandhiji can be taken as the role model of each and every Indian. So this is all about this poem. Okay, so I hope that you all understood this poem well. And don't forget that in the beginning already I said you to read at least 2 or 3 paragraphs every day. So reading paragraphs, you may be the paragraph may contain 2 or 3 hard words. What you have to do? You will have to write that hard words in a small paper and take your dictionary, find out the meaning of that word, and use that word. I mean that hard word whenever you make a conversation in English. Then you will never forget it. Otherwise, you are going to forget it. There is no doubt regarding that. And always take a small paper, write 4 or 5 words. Whenever you get a time, you just take it out from your pocket and read it. In that manner, you can have a lot of vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important, especially verb forms, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, and verb 4. You will have to by heart it, understand and study it. Okay, children, thank you all for attending this session, and the next session will be followed now. Okay, have a nice day.
Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Please thumbs up if you can. Okay, good. Okay, fine. All are waiting for your lunch. I hope everyone completed your lunch. Okay, can I see smile on your face? Okay, fine, good. Okay, children, today we are going to it's about a new chapter. The chapter name is Gathering Food to Growing Food Earliest People. What is the chapter of the chapter? Gathering food, growing food. Two terms you can see here, gathering food. And next is growing food. First one is gathering food and Sai worship. Okay, good. Gathering food and growing food. Can you tell me the meaning of gathering? Yes, Samia Mahin. Okay, Samia, please unmute. What do you mean by gathering? Unmute, Samia. Unmute and speak, Samia. Then only I can. Unmute
Gathering
yourself.
means we gather food, we take in and come other things and keep it in one place.
Okay, that we call gather from somewhere food items. Okay, fine. Then what is the meaning of growing food?
Growing food. um,
Growing food, you don't have idea. Please mute yourself. Okay, fine. Gathering food already Mahvin explained. We gather some food from somewhere.
Mummy,
And what is growing food? Who can tell me answer for that? Mahvin, please mute. Mute yourself. Okay. And here Adiba. Where are you, Adiba? Yes. Otherwise, Adiba, can you tell me what is the meaning of growing food? Okay. Sri, tell me. Unmute yourself. Yes. Speak. A Sri only I can see on the screen, I think. Ah, yes. Now you can talk. Sri,
Sir,
talk.
sir,
Yes.
we get one plant or seed
Yes. Yes. Cultivation or
and,
growing food. No,
and
no. Planting some plants and take care of that. From that, we will get some crops or yield that we call growing food. Okay. So now my next question is that from gathering food to growing food, earliest people, how is connected to the earliest people? Earliest people is nothing but our ancestors. LS people is nothing but our ancestors. It means a group of people who lived in the universe some years ago. So generally we call them as earliest people. So how this concept connected to the like earliest people? How it is connecting to the earliest people? That is my question. Because you all know that from past people started living. It means our ancestors, a group of people in different part of our earth, they started settle. They settle in the forest. This all you know. The like if I ask you what do you know about the earliest people, immediately you may tell that the group of people who live in the forest. Am I right? Yes. They gather the food from the forest. They roam place to place for getting food, gathering food. They gather all that food and share each and every one. And there is we can call them
yes,
as
sir.
nomad. Who is talking? We can call them as nomad. Please mute yourself when I ask you. Please tell me answer. Okay. Please mute yourself, everyone. Okay, fine. So that group of people we call them nomads. What we call nomads? They led nomadic life. We call. Please note it down. The term nomads. The meaning of nomads is group person who travel from one place to another place constantly. So that we call nomads. These earliest people is really nomads. They roam or they move from one place to another place for gathering food. Is it? Yes. After that, after some years, they started thinking. Suppose they may observe some plants which sprout or the seeds which germinate and sprout out. So that all they observed, they also started thinking, if we settle somewhere, if we plant some plants, we will get all the essential food items from that plant where we stay. Is it not? It is not necessary to move from one place to another place for food or something. So they changed their attitude. They started settle somewhere. Is it? This all happens some years ago. And still we are following the same. Is it nowadays anybody living like nomads? No. We will migrate from some place to another place for our livelihood, sometimes for job migration. A person who move from one area to another area, maybe rural area to the urban area, generally we call migration. Am I right? So nowadays the people who migrate from one place to another place for their livelihood. But in olden days, they move only for food. Later that they changed their lifestyle. They started settle somewhere. Yes, Marvin, you are raising your hand. Please talk. Marvin.
Sir,
Yes,
what is the meaning of earliest people?
earliest people. Earliest people. Yes, that is a doubt. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, earliest people is nothing but some years ago, millions years ago, a group of people who live in the universe. Earliest people, another term we can say that our ancestors. It means our some generation back. Did you get me? The group of people who live in the forest. That is
Nine.
earliest people. And one more term we use Paleolithic people. Paleolithic people. Dear students, all of you please mute yourself.
बोला के फोन में नेट बैलेंस नहीं है
1 second, students, please stay online. 1 second. Many students are talking there. Let me mute everyone. Okay, fine. Okay, good. And students, so that those people we call Paleolithic people. Okay, the human generation we will divide into 3: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. Past, middle, and new. Did you get me? These Paleolithic people actually really our like earliest people. That topic we are going to discuss in this chapter. How is their life and what enabled or what made them to change their lifestyle and why do they started, like what did they start living a particular ways. So this whole topic we are going to discuss in this lesson because we must know. And nowadays we call like the group of people who are living in the forest, we call them tribes. Am I right? In the last session or in the last chapter we discussed about them. Penugolu village, group of people. They are also followers of our ancestors or our earliest people. Still they are living in the forest. They are depending on the forest like edible food, grains. Okay, so this all we have discussed in the last session. The same continuation because like to know about our earliest people is very essential because we must know about their lifestyle. So now today also we are following many practices, whatever they did, still we are following. So the aim of this chapter is to know about the life of earliest people, their lifestyle, how they gather food. Okay, so now let us enter into our chapter. All of you please get ready with your running note and look at the screen. For some terms I have told you, nomadic life, nomads, people who move from one place to another place constantly, generally tribe. Okay, this is the chapter 6, from gathering food to growing the earliest people. So dear students, you can see some of the activities on the screen. Can everyone see? Different activities. Just all of you observe the picture and find out what are the different activities they are doing there. 1 second, let me give you. Observe carefully, not only one. How many you can, that many you find it. And if you have a running note, please note it down. All about this picture. This is life, our lifestyle of our earliest people. They all together have given all their activities on a single picture. So you find what are all the different activities. When we see this, it's really interesting, and when we see this, we are getting some pleasure and happy because of their life, because really nomadic, I have told you, there is no restriction. They're roaming from one place to another, gathering food, and they share that food, each and every person in their society, and they have great unity among them. Okay, there is no rich and poor among them. Each and every person has equal, and women, children, all together work. So these are all things we know about earliest people. See, lay person is plucking mango or some fruits from the tree, and some more persons gathering, one person sitting and gathering all these items, cutting grass, and that one arrow you can see with this person. And next is somebody digging for edible root or something, and here one person like animal you can see here. You have many questions in the textbook. Go just to go through that now. See a person like after hunting, I think, like taking animal to somewhere, and somebody gathered something and coming to that village, and small pond you can, or pool you can see here, Many trees you can see here. Okay, so like that, different types of activities. When we see these, we get all answers. Whatever I asked you in the beginning, what is earliest people? Earliest people in the sense, a group of people who lived some years ago in the universe is called earliest people, and their lifestyle is entirely different than us because nowadays we have all the, mainly we have settled life now. Okay, the people who are living in present, we have a settled life. We settle somewhere. All the items are available in our surrounding. But these people, they have no other think and thought because comparison. Let us compare olden days, these like earliest people and present days people. When we compare, we can say that the earliest people, they led nomadic life and their aim is to gather food for their livelihood. And nowadays we are moving from one place to another place for different purpose. What are the different purpose, like job or education? Okay, so like, especially job, so many other like these only we are our aim. This is only our aim now. But when we discuss about the earliest people, they have no proper settlement. Mainly, they have no home to stay. They live in the caves. They live under the trees. Okay, so now let us enter into the topic. And here today's our agenda is about earliest people gathering food to growing food, and here you have some keywords on the screen, so please note it down. Tamed, nothing but animal can domesticate. Okay, tamed. Okay, have a term you have in the textbook also. Is gathering. Gathering, already we have discussed what is gathering, collecting edible food items from the forest. Generally, when we discuss about earliest people, we must know about what is their activity. So they gather some items from the forest. Generally, we call gathering. And next is growing food. Started cultivation, growing food. And next is nomadic life. Nomad, moving from one place to another place constantly, continuously. Generally, we call nomad. Strike two stones to find, like get fire. Striking, you know what is the meaning now? Strike. Next is microlith. Microlith is nothing but, very important term, microlith. You have a question from the textbook. What do you mean by microlith? A small sharp stone tool from hard rock. Okay, they make small sharp stone tools for different purpose. Generally we call that microlith. And next is stable, and next is community. A group of people live, generally we call community. Once again the keywords: team, gathering, growing, nomad, strike, microlith, sustain, community. Okay students, right? Otherwise take a screenshot of this. And one more picture here you have. Gathering food is the heading they have given in the bottom. So how they gather the food and what they do once you see. So different types, like here you can see catching fish, or fish catching fish. We can see fry some animals. Okay, so now after hunting, they take this, like they took that animal and under the fire. And next is here some other activities we can't find. What are they? Anyway, they are gathering something or collecting something from the air, and same way somebody, what we call cutting something. And here you can see an animal, and somebody after hunt, they are gathering an animal, and the same way firewood also along with that. Okay, some activities nowadays also we can see. Okay, we copied many activities from our ancestors, we can say. Or still we are following many activities. Cooking, still we are following. Are you eating food, raw food or cooked food? Everyone eating cooked food, am I right? We are not eating raw food. We like cooked food. See that also you can see here. The same way, cleaning the fish. And leather, it may be leather, I think. It means after hunting, they use the skin for their dress style also we have to discuss now. What type of dress they wear? They wear the skin of animals and the leaf of the plants. Okay, this type of dress they used to wear. But nowadays, we have different types of costumes or dress style. Am I right? Yes, different types of dress style and different name we have. They have to animals like skin and the same time a leaf of plants or trees that they used to wear. So this type of lifestyle we can see in the earliest people. Okay, so what two terms I have told you? They are nomads, moving place to place constantly for gathering food. So next is their dressing style, and next is their main aim, their livelihood and main aim is to gather food. This is the main aim of the people, and later they change their lifestyle. That how they change and everything we will discuss in this coming chapters. Okay, first of all, domestication. Many terms we have in this concept. What is domestication? You all know that domesticate animals. Yes or no? Domestication. Domestication is a process which people grow crops and look after animals. Crops, domestication of animals, and plants we can say. Okay, not only animals, plants. The plants which we can grow or we can cultivate, that also we can say that domesticate crops. The same way animals, many animals, buffaloes, cow, sheep, many animals you have in your home. Yes, Samia, Mahavin, yes, tell me. Yes, Marvin.
Sir,
Yes. Yes.
what is the meaning of domestication?
That only I'm telling you. Domestication, taking care of some animals for meat or milk. Okay, so generally we call it as domestication of animals, which gives us milk or meat, especially buffalo. The examples I have told you. Okay, so that we call mute yourself. Okay, mute yourself. Actually, that process we call domestication, taking care of animals or plants for our use. This process which people grow crops and look after animals. It began 12,000 years ago. When it began or start 12,000 years ago. And the earliest domesticated animals include dog, goat, sheep, and some of the animals they have given here. And what are the uses they have with this animal? Dog. Dog gave them protection. Goat, milk and meat. Sheep, we get food from sheep, you all know. And meat, milk. Okay, so like that, all useful, like what all the things available, like what all the things needed for their life or livelihood. So they domesticated such type of animals and plants. And the same way LS plants to be domesticated were wheat and barley. These two, you know what is wheat and what is barley. These type of plants also they domesticated. It gives them food. They started settle and they started domesticated animal. It means you all know that some animals, like we can see in our surrounding, very closer to the human being. They come closer to the human being. They live along with the human. All the animals we can you say that domestic animal? We cannot say. Tiger is a domestic animal. Lion, no. Okay, only like a cow, sheep, buffalo. So this type of animals. And next term, here you can see some of the houses and the storage or pots where they store their food grains. And houses. This is the houses. There is no roof. Okay, small houses they started construction. The same way, tools you see. I have told you micro, sharp edge tools or stone tools we can say. Am I right? These are stone tools which they use. Sometimes you people also may use this type of stone tools. Am I right? How many of you experience that? To like sometimes you people may use stone tools. Generally you used to throw some animals, am I right, dog or monkey, when it roam on the road, you may take this type of stones, sharp stone, and hit on them. So in that way you may use these stones. And other than that, sometimes you can see a stone in your home for grinding some grains. Am I right? Yes. Otherwise your grandma may grind like that arcanet. Is nothing but like a round shape, dark night, you know, it grind it and after that they chew. Old, especially old age persons, they have a habit of eating that. Is it? So like that, nowadays also we are using this type of stones for grinding different types of grains. And every home we have like a stone, like what we call grinding, like a object which we can grind the grains. And the same way, pots you see, earthen pots we call this all. With the mud or some other metals they have used for making these pots. And in this pot they store the food grains. Okay, houses, polish tools, and now see here, customs and practices. What are the customs they have? Related to the religious. Tribes, 2 or 3 generations live together in small settlement and they are related to one another, and farmers and herders live in groups or tribes. So I have told you in the beginning, now we call these people as tribes because the people who are a group of people who live in the forest we call tribes. Farmers and herders, the people who care animals like sheep, goat. And farmers, generally we call them as tribe. And next is burial. Burial term, you just learn this whole term, are a big pit used to bury the body of a dead person. Burial place we call. Okay, after death, where we keep the dead body. So that burial are the big pits used to bury the body of dead. Next is entertainment also they have. You don't feel that you people only have entertainment. Music, dancing, painting, these all activities we can see in them. Because many rock art sites we can see. Okay, rock, they draw or they carved on the rock, engraved on the rock, carving, nothing but with some tools. They draw something, and the same way tribal, it means these people have their religious dances too. Like offer their deities, like you know, especially these tribal people, they have great devotion on forest, animals, and all universe. So they may dance for their deity, and the same way dancing, music, and painting, and religious beliefs also they have given a worship number of gods and goddesses. Still Hindu religion or religious people worship number of gods and goddesses. Okay, is it? Yes. Nowadays you have different like Krishna and Lakshmi and different. The same way these people also have the same. They and Penagolo village. In Penagolo village, we have discussed about the tribal people, the mode of worship of tribal people. How what did they do? They worship like a rope under the tree, tamarind tree, and different types of gods, Ellamma, Mutyalamma, like that, different types of gods and gods they worship. Is it the same way? This is all about the customs of the tribe. Next, here you have burial. And burials already I have told you where burial are the big pits used to bury the body of dead person is called burials. In some places, along with the dead body, goat and other animals were buried. Yes, that also one more fact. You can see here in this picture that some places we can see it seems they bury like along with the dead body, a burial from Mergag. We have a case study about Mergag. So that place, can you identify the skeleton of the gods? See here, this may be the skeleton human body, and the same way skeleton of the animal. Both you can see here. Is it? So this is all about their burial or religious activities, and their belief may be some animals should be, and a case study they have given here. The place they have given, Mergag, is case study. Case study is nothing but learn about a place, like earliest people, a place, and this place is situated in fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, the place, this place located, they have given, and Mega was probably one of the places where women and men learned to cultivate rice and barley and rear goats for the first time. First time where these earliest people started settlement or settle life, and same way they started domesticating the plant and they started cultivation. So that place is this Merga, and people lived in square or rectangular houses with 4 or more compartments. They believed in life after death, hence burial was practiced. Their beliefs they have given, where they stay, square rectangular shape houses they made. It means they started settle life. Okay, the same way they believed life after death. Do you have such a type of beliefs? We have a life after the death. Yes, many of your many of your villagers or many persons in this universe, they believe that life, we have a life after the death. These people also have the same, because that's what they worship, dead ancestors, especially grandpa, grandma who dead. So they worship them also for their well wish, and they offer something to them. Even in your home, you can see these type of activities. Am I right? Yes, some days, like yearly once or once, you may worship or you may offer something to your like what you call sister, like grandpa or grandma or some other elder people who passed away. Is it? Is it happening in your family? Yes, the same way. This, and here you can see the picture of square or rectangular houses. This is their houses where they stay. This is the place about the Merga we have discussed. So how they live, you just see. Can you live now like this in this type of houses? No. Yes, we can live one day or two, because we all have very good home to stay and very beautiful home. But these people, they used to stay in this type of rectangular shape houses, square or rectangular houses. And finally, here you have and beginning of farming and herding. Beginning. These steps are these points you must write. How the earliest people started or began of farming and herding. Farming, you know, cultivation, herding, caring. And here, edible plants were found, or suitable plants found them. Seeds broke off stalks and fell on the ground. Yes. Okay, seeds, you know where it is seeds? From take a fruit or something, where we can they see is inner part of the fruit. Am I right? Okay, it fell on the ground. Observation. And new plants sprouted from the new plant come out from the seed observed. People protected the plants from birds and animals. They started thinking, if we protect this seed from birds and animals, it grow fastly. And plants were grown and seeds ripen. Yes. These steps you must remember. How did they start, begin their settle life or beginning a cultivation or agricultural activity? So these steps, observation. First of all, edible plants they found. Edible in the sense, which plants is useful for them, or which plant give them fruits or edible fruits. Okay, so that type of fruit observed, they started observation like how the seeds, how the small plant comes on this observation. Still, human being have a habit to observe. Am I right? Still, it's going on, because you may also from childhood onwards, from your childhood, you just revise or recall what all the activities you have. You may observe the plants. You may plant some plants. Otherwise, you may sow some seeds, and you will observe how the small plants brought out of the seed. So these all observation, even you all have the same way our ancestors or the earliest people also started observing. So this is the steps we have in like what we call beginning of farming and heading. And next you see here, beginning farming and heading, next animals, heading. Headers in the sense I have told you, the person who care the animals for milk or meat. Okay, so here animals were tamed, meaning animal can domesticate. Found animals which can domesticate. Animal were tamed, and first animal to be tamed was wild ancestors of dog. First they domesticated dog, it seems. The first animals which our ancestors, like our ancestor domesticated, it's a dog. Other animals were encouraged to come near the camps. Okay, it means when the waste food materials or something fall, they throw. So the other animals may attract and come closer to them. And when they come slowly, they have a close relation to the animals and they started settling there. The same way, once you observe many street dogs you can see in your street. Am I right? Sometimes these street dogs may come to your closer to your home and it may stay there. And if you offer something like a meat or meal or something, if you give them, they settle there. They won't move anywhere. They slowly, their relation is slowly closer to you people, and they settle. The same process here also we can see. Sheep, goat, cattle, and pigs ate grass and came near the camps. Camps in the sense, this group of people. Okay, these people where they settled, that particular place we can say camp, and people protected these animals from attacks. These animals, these people started protecting. This is the chain, like a observation. They have given how the earliest people started herding. Herding is nothing but carrying animals, and the same way began farming. Two questions you can expect: how the earliest people started farming or began farming, the same way how the earliest people began herding. The answer, these 5 steps, if you remember, this is the answer for that question. Okay, once again, first is farming. Okay, plants they found, they observed how the seeds come out and how it's brought out, and they started protecting seeds and plants were grown and gave ripened food. The same way, here you have beginning of farming and herding, animal tamed or found which animal can be domesticated, and after that the first animal tamed. Okay, it means dog. They observed dog has close connection or relation to the human being, so they first domesticated dog. Then after other animals were started coming to their tent, and sheep, goat, cattle, pig, these all the animals, and people protect these animals from attacks. Okay, this is the process. And here a new way of life. After that, they started settle, and after settlement, after domestication, all people planted seeds and noticed that it takes some time to grow. Is it? Yes. They stayed in the same place for a long time. See, here you see the heading, like compare this process or these terms to our heading. What is that? From gathering food to growing food. From gathering food to growing food. Here is the answer for that. What is that growing food? They observed these plants grow slowly. It takes a lot of time. They stayed in the same place for a long time. They looked after the plant, watering, weeding, driving away animals, and birds till didn't ripen. Grain had to be stored for food and seed. They began making large clay pots and wove baskets or dug pits into the ground. You can see the growing food. Okay, gathering food to grow. Explain about gathering food to growing food. If you get a question, first you must write about gathering food. Then after these points, you must remember. This is like here you can see their growing activity or growing food or settled life. What made, I have asked you in the beginning, why did they start? Because of this. Okay, plants grow slowly, they observed, and it takes time. So that force them to stay in a place. Here you can see where they store the basket. People move basket to store the grain. Same way, like earthen or clay jars or pots, and pits, nothing but a small cut in the land, dug pits into the ground to store the grain. Here also they store the grain because there is no other option. There is no other way to store the food grain. So they started storing grains, not perishable items. It means spoilage like meat. They can't store in these pots and all for long time. Okay, some sort of grains, wheat or rice, such type of items they store in that. Compare this picture and present day storing, the method of storing. So nowadays we have many storage facilities because fridge, one of the main like what we call artificial intelligence, we can say it's one of the machine we have or device we have in our home to store the food grains. Okay, so the baskets we have, boxes we have, small plastic boxes we have. Okay, different types of like storage facilities we have today. But when we compare olden days and today, olden days they have only this type of, and nowadays these items like we can see this sort of what we call earthen or clay jars or pots which are used by our ancestors. We can see in the museum. Yes or no? You may have visited many museums. There you can see different types of tools or the storage like items which they use. Okay, so this is all about their storage and the tools which they use. You have here. What are the different Neolithic implement? And dear students, once again, let me remind you, the human age we can divide it into three: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. One thing you just remember: Paleolithic, real ancestors, past. Mesolithic, middle, and Neolithic is new age. This all we classified based on the stone. Paleolithic stone age, Mesolithic stone age, because we observed their like stone tools in these three stages. And one more term I have told you: microlith, a sharp stone tool which made from the hard rock. Generally we call microlith. That term you can see in the content book when you go through, once you remember that. Okay, so coming to tools: Paleolithic age and Neolithic age. Middle we have Mesolithic. Middle. In Paleolithic they use these type of stones tools. Neolithic you can see sharp. And when it comes to like at present we have different types of tools. Yes or no? Knife, sword, and many different types of arrow, axe, many different types of tools we have. But these people used stone tools for hunting or cutting fruits or whatever it may be. So they use this type of stone tools. Okay, children. And here some more characters of Neolithic tools and weapons and implements. They were polished to give a fine cutting. See this type of and a jar decorated beautifully. So no, many kinds of earthen pots have also been found, sometimes decorated. And these all excavated by archaeologists. Please remember the term archaeologist. What is the meaning of archaeologist? A person who studied about past or our ancestors, or what, like this all archaeological excavations we can see. Excavation, nothing but concordum or something Telugu, I think. Yes, excavation. Please note down that term. Archaeological excavation. Archaeologist. Archaeologist. Please see the term in the content book. Archaeologist. I have given it the keywords, I think. This is the same term. Archaeologist. Okay, so this all information we got from archaeologists because they found this type of tools and pots from different part of our country or the world. They gathered these all items and placed in different museums. You can find different types of pots and this type of like tools. Okay, so next time whenever and they began weaving cloths. Later what happened? Started weaving. They changed their previous they used to wear like leaf of plants and skin of animals, and nowadays the dressing style also changed. And what about other customs and practices? See, other customs and practices also, many of these pharaohs and herders lived in a group called tribes and followed certain principles that have existed earliest. So nowadays many tribal people you can see in the forest, their lifestyle here they have one, see domesticated animals, pigs are there, and there a small picture they have given about their life. Okay, Neolithic people lifestyle, how their life, small huts they started, and they started cultivation. They started storing food grains. They started roasting food or cooking food. Okay, these changes happen. And some points to remember here. So what you're supposed to do is take a screenshot of this page, all of you. Take this page and take this page also, point to remember. First one is, and second one is this. Okay, this and I hope everyone took the screenshot. And next this. Okay, children. Yes. Okay, this is all for today. Now today let me give you a small homework related to the topic. What you're supposed to do is, at least you must write the summary of the lesson in the next class. Before you attend the session, I will ask you whether you have written or not summary of the lesson. Go through all the lesson, all the chapters or all the points, and write a summary, and possible, please try to find keywords or difficult words which you feel. Okay, we can share in the class. Please write it down, read the lesson and write summary of the lesson. That is the homework for today. Okay, children.